Unmanned aerial vehicles, commonly known as drones, are becoming increasingly affordable, advanced, and accessible in Australia. Subsequently, their use in industry, media, and surveillance has dramatically increased. Mark Cochrane works at the ABC as the head of the network's research team into the uses of drones for news gathering.
My initial area of interest was using them offshore in hostile or hazardous environments, reducing our exposure to risk while potentially enhancing the story. And we've proven that drones can do that, and the proof is in a number of stories. From Vanuatu in the aftermath of the cyclone up there, same again in Nepal following the earthquake there, because of the incredible difficulty in moving around mountainous terrain. We used them off Greece in locating and identifying asylum seekers crossing from Turkey. Drone was very, very useful, very immediate application there. So the drones were able to provide high shots. They were used to illustrate the scale of the disaster, but also they played a significant safety role. If you like, they were a recce tool for our teams on the ground, because quite often when you're in the middle of a natural disaster, your horizon, your view is actually quite limited. So putting a drone up, even 50 or 100 metres above you, or just over the hill, gives you that opportunity to survey where you are.
It's not just the media that uses drones. It's estimated that small drones are now owned by up to 12,000 Australians.
Drones have been around for a long, long time, big drones, but we quite often get asked, well, why are we seeing this revolution in small drones now in the last few years? And it all has to do with the technology that comes in smartphones. There's all these other components that go into making up a smartphone can be applied equally to small drones, and just make them so simple to operate at a low cost and for mass market.
Josh Brooks Allen, a Sydney commercial drone operator, is one of 1,000 Australians that have embraced the small drone revolution for business purposes.
So we use drones to capture imagery, be it photo or video, for various purposes, ranging from real estate through to property development through to online video content. We use it as a tool to place the camera where we need to get it, to get the unique vantage points that other people can't get. Probably the most exciting thing drones can do is really get close to the action in terms of sporting events such as like motocross and speedboats and all that kind of thing. So photography started off as a pretty obvious choice, but it's actually really moved towards more utility work now. So you can put all kinds of different sensors on. So you can use it for agriculture to scan a field of crops. Other work includes kind of surveillance or architectural work. They're already being looked at for delivery of packages.
While the uses of drones are expanding, an obstacle remains.
As usual, the technology is miles ahead of the regulations required to run it. So I think the slowest part of this process at the moment is regulatory reform for both privacy and safety.
The Civil Aviation Safety Authority has rules for civilian drone use and can issue fines for when they're breached. However, the rise of amateur usage and the inevitable difficulties of imposing these regulations means that safety is still a big concern.
Safety concern is definitely around people on the ground and the general public. I mean, a drone is still an aircraft, there's still some pretty dangerous moving parts that can pose a pretty serious threat to people, property, and even livestock, depending on the area that you're flying. So one of the biggest concerns is regarding the fact that there's not a pilot on board.
While safety mechanisms are improving as technology advances, Bernard from the Australian Privacy Foundation has other worries.
Now this is new technology, and understanding how that technology and its use can impact privacy is a moving feast.
People think that somehow drones being used by the media are going to end privacy as we know it. Look, I don't agree with that, because we already have the capability to potentially invade people's privacy. Just because we can film something doesn't necessarily mean we put it to air.
Though media and commercial institutions do have internal regulations that protect privacy, there aren't many safeguards for privacy against civilian usage.
In terms of privacy, a drone that is equipped with a camera can invade privacy in ways that haven't happened before. They can go over properties and they can see people who are there. They can go high, and with telephoto lenses they can effectively intrude in areas that are quite unseen by people who are being observed.
Drone usage also has more sinister implications for society.
Drones can be used for surveillance by foreign countries or criminals. They can be used as weapon systems. In terms of a drone that has a weapon or a bomb, can be very difficult. They can be constructed remotely, brought here quite easily, launched, and attack all sorts of places. We could be attacked now by a drone. There's nothing stopping it, and I don't know how legislation would stop it either.
The kind of people that potentially could create a problem aren't going to be worried by whatever regulation you put into force anyway. As someone said, you can't legislate against stupidity.
Drones won't be leaving our skies anytime soon, and so users and legislators must address the challenges drones pose as the technology advances and they become a part of our everyday life.